All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kahakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, respect to you brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly divining the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you believers out there, the Aki and Wa'akwathim. So I did a lesson earlier on how the laws were set up to prevent infestations. Okay. And that was part one. I got on basically talking about the women and, the wickedness of women, uh, due to laws not being in place for their conduct. Okay. And now this is part two where I'm going to go into something else that's an infestation throughout the planet. But, you know, um, these things are infestation in Israel, okay, which, um, like, again, the laws were set up to prevent infestation because when you prevent it, it stops it from happening. All right. So ultimately, won't nothing be infested if you prevent the infestation? Because by the time you try to, kill that infestation, if it's big enough, large enough, swelled up enough, whatever word you want to use, well, it's not going to happen. All right. So I'm gonna kick off the lesson by let's see. I'm gonna do this again. All right. We're gonna look up the word infestation. All right. Infest. Okay. It says to spread or swarm in or over in a troublesome manner. A slum infested with crime. Shark infested waters. Okay. And let's just take a slum infested with crime. What does that mean? That means that's an area where it's a lot of crime, a lot of killings, robbery, drugs, and things of that nature going on. It's an infestation. All right. And the only way to get rid of that infestation is people have to what? Either die off, get killed off, go to jail, things of that nature. You have to do things to now rid your community, okay, of this infestation. Okay, and a lot of times it's gonna take a lot of violent or just aggressive action now because you didn't prevent it. And that's why preventing it is important. Okay. And to kick this off again, I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, starting at verse 5. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation. See, and this is what we have gotten away from. And again, I'm gonna reiterate, like in lesson one, because somebody could just be clicking on this. All right, we have gotten far from our wisdom and understanding. Okay, we have gotten away from the law, statutes, and commandments, which now in the sight of the nations, we are a godless people. We are nothing. Okay, we have no power. Okay, we're far away from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, really the Heavenly Father, but he threw us that threw us a branch of love by sending his only begotten son down here. And that is why we're in the grace period to get our spiritual houses together. Okay. Get ready before his return when everything is done. Because when Yahweh shall return, hey, is no more talking. It's not like brothers going to be teaching like, oh, yeah, Yahweh shall here. Look, go to, Leviticus 20. And no, it's going to be done. Yahweh shall is going to bring that judgment. And everybody that's in the book and got that mark of exemption, they're gonna get beamed in the chariots. Everybody else that don't, they're gonna be set for their destruction. Okay. So continuing on, verse 6 again, keep therefore and do them this for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. See, and the nations don't look at us like that. Why is that? Because we don't follow our law, statutes, and commandments that was given to us. Verse 7, for what nation is there so great, who have the most high so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that were called upon him for? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? All right. See, so the law, statutes, and commandments, okay, which Yahweh gave to Moses to give to us. All right. This was our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the sight of the nations, which we are far away from. All right. Now, this is going to be part 2, basically going into the LGB and this zoophilia and the pedo stuff, because, see, we had a law in place to even prevent all of this from happening. Now that that law has been taken out, and under Esau laws, they protect these type of people. Now the infestation is so big that you can't do nothing with it. It metastasized. At first it was an L, then a G, then they added another letter, LG, then the B, then the T, now it's like a QI plus. It's gonna keep going, because when it started with that L and that G, okay, now it's metastasized to about 6-7 letters and a plus sign, because it's an infestation now. Now it's a big infestation, because the law was took out that prevented it. Okay? And matter of fact, let's get to that law. All right. When you go to Leviticus, I'm going to start off in the 18th chapter. I want to make this quick point. I'm going to start at verse 1. Leviticus 18:1, it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. See? And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinance. Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your power. Okay. And see, we have been around these heathens, and now the Lord had told us, don't do what the heathen do. Matter of fact, when you go to this is why it's an infestation now. All right, because we got away from what the Lord said to do, and we picked up what these heathen nations is doing, and now it's a big infestation. Jeremiah 2:10, it says, I'm going to start at 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. See, thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Okay, but the point that I want to get is what? Thus said the Lord, thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, man. And see, this is the reason why we have an infestation of whoredom, the LGB, now you got this pedo thing coming in, and this zoophilia thing, and these things been going on, okay? But see, they're coming up to the forefront now, and see, with Jake, they'll start adopting this, okay? Because right now, you have the infestation of the LGBT element or whatever they is now. Okay, you got that going on, right? And Jake is into that. Now, the pedo thing and the zoophilia thing, that you ain't gonna really, it's cases. It's on the low key, but it's not openly amongst the Israelites, But who's to say what could happen as this society goes on? What Jake might be into. Because Jake probably already into it on the low key. You got a lot of women with these dogs, and you never know what these women is doing. A lot of these men with these dogs, and a lot of, you never know what's happening behind closed doors with people. All right. But I will say that, Jake in his in our natural being, we are a spiritual people. All right, we have morals. But being around Esau and all the rest of these heathen nations, it Jake just get turned out. And that's why in Jeremiah 2:10 it says what? Learn not the way of the heathen, man. Okay? And see, again, I'm gonna say, since the laws are not in place, well, of prevention, this is what caused infestations of these things. Now, continuing on in Leviticus 18, all right, I'm going to go to verse 4. It says what? Ye shall do my judgment and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your power. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. All right. Now I'm going to jump down. This is what I wanted to get. When you jump down, Leviticus 18:22, it says what? Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. All right. It's an abomination to the Lord for men to lie with men like women, which is reiterated again. I wanted to get Leviticus 20:13 because why? It got a little bit more oomph on it. And it lets you know how we're going to prevent this infestation. Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And see, this is what would kill the infestation. All right. See, you'll have some people come and say, that's not right. And no, this is what's going to kill. Matter of fact, this is what's going to prevent an infestation, because we're all about preventing an infestation. You don't even want it to take place. OK, because sometimes an infestation, it can't be. Say if you got a house full of bugs, it's just so infested where you just got to tear down the whole crib. You got to burn the whole house down. You can't even call an exterminator. You can't set out no traps. You can't do certain things. You just got to burn the whole house down. And see, that's why the Lord, he brought that flood the first time. He just tore down the whole house. All right. Basically, he just was like, hey, matter of fact, I'm just going to get it. When you go to Genesis, the 6th chapter, I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. See, it was infested. All right. The earth was infested with wickedness. All right. And this is what the Lord was seeing. Continuing on, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air. Okay, for it repenteth me that I have made them. And see, only Noah and his family and 2 of the every kind, and that was it. To replenish the whole thing, he threw the whole thing. Everything got to be wiped out except Noah, his sons, and their wives. And I'm gonna take 2 of every animal so they can repopulate, and I'm gonna be done with it. Everybody else, y'all done. And that's what you got to do when an infestation happens. You gotta, when this gets so big, everything got to get killed. Okay. Everything. All right. So back again, Leviticus 20:13. What do it say? If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And see, just imagine if these people came out with this LGB stuff and they was put down. Well, other people would see what would happen, and that infestation wouldn't grow to what you got now. Because when you go back to Leviticus 18, okay, and I ended off on verse 22, But verse 23, it says what? Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith, neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. And that's what America, as we call it, Babylon, when you go into the word Babel, meaning what? Confusion. And that's what you have right now across the globe. But particularly in Babylon the Great, okay, you have a lot of confusion. Why is that? Because you have an infestation of these things that wasn't taken care of, according to Leviticus 20 and 13. See? Because at first it went to the land with mankind, but see, it can metastasize to beasts, children, everything else. And now I got a couple videos I'm going to play in the article, okay, and we're going to see why Leviticus 20 and 13 really should be implemented where you wouldn't have these things going on, because people would see like, whoop, oh, let's not do that. You know, if they thinking about doing that, the infestation is not going to grow, because you got to think, this video I'm going to play, you had children talking about their trannies. Well, that's something that they're learning. That's something, you know, when I was that age, you didn't think about things like that. You see what I'm saying? That's something that they're learning. Okay? It's something they seen or going through or learning to say, I'm going to just play it. I'm going to just play. So, first things first, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. All right? So, when we go, because I got a couple videos. All right? So, I want to get off into... Man, it's just so... Matter of fact, let's just get off into this lady
folks,
right
my
here.
name is Miranda. I use she, her.
Now, look at this. This is the title. Sex therapist advocates pedophiles to be called MAPs, minor attractive persons instead. So this woman, I guess it could be a dude, but I think it's a woman. Okay. She says she go by pronouns. So she's into the whole thing. But see how it's metastasizing. See how it's infesting. First is woman, woman, man, man, trans, and this and that. Now it's going to the kids. Okay, now it's going into pedo. Now they want to bring that in the circle. Why is that? Because the infestation is getting larger and larger. Once you gave these people an inch, they want to take the whole ruler. Okay? You give them, you know, you give them a yard, they want to take the mile, however you want to say it. It goes from a little to a large infestation. Okay? You might wake up, you see one bug, then you see 3, then 5, then 10, then 25. Then it just get larger and larger. Why? Because when you seen that one, you didn't handle it. When you seen that one, it got away, and when you seen 3, you didn't say, "Up, it's time to exterminate." Okay, let's just be done with it right now before it metastasizes. All right, so let me just play the video.
My name is Miranda. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about minor attracted persons. And I want to talk about minor attracted persons because they are probably the most vilified population of folks in our culture. And most folks are making incorrect assumptions about them.
Now you see what she's saying. Most people is making incorrect. She wants pedos to be like, no, it's, you know, that's just how they were born. We need to... Now, what's funny, I was reading this comment and it said, it's like calling murderers life-removing persons. That's basically what it is. That's basically... I got to get at a light because that's basically what it is. It's like calling a murderer, you know, some serial killer life-removing persons. Right. See? But this is because the law of our Lord, okay, the law of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua was moved out, all right, and Esau rules was moved in. So now you got an infestation of wickedness. All right.
Actually knowing much about them, and those assumptions create harm for an already marginalized population. You may have noticed that I'm using the term minor attracted persons, sometimes abbreviated to MAPS, instead of the more commonly used term pedophile. And I'm doing this because the term pedophile has moved from being a diagnostic label to being a judgmental, hurtful insult that we hurl at people in order to harm them or slander them.
And
I
see, again, this is where the infestation come. If you have a million people that think like her, you can have some little kid getting abused, and she's gonna wave it off as nothing, basically. All right. Should no grown man or woman be dealing with a kid, man? No, no. That means you have legions of demons on you. All right. That's what that means. When you're attracted to nothing but children and that, no.
also prefer person first language that recognizes that any label we might apply to a person is only part of who they are and doesn't represent everything that they are. We are all people first with many different facets or parts of ourselves, and this includes folks who are attracted to minors. So, to start with, let's talk about what a minor attracted person is or who they are. This term simply means that the person has an enduring sexual or romantic attraction to minors. They've not chosen this attraction, just as the rest of us have not chosen whatever our attraction is. You don't get to choose to be heterosexual or to be gay or whatever you are, and you don't get to choose to be a minor
And
attraction.
see, this is the talking point they use, that you don't get to choose to be this or be that and be that. So, this is not wrong because they didn't choose to be that way. See? You see that slick talk? But see, again, when you remove Yahweh Shem Yahushua and enter Esau, okay, because this is his kingdom, this is under his watch, this is what you're going to get. Wicked on top of wicked on top of wicked. It's going to start with a little something, then it's going to get bigger and bigger, and before you know it, we got an infestation. All right.
Person. Some minor attracted persons are attracted to a specific age range of minors, while some are not. And some minor attracted persons are exclusively attracted to minors and are not attracted to adults at all. Some minor attracted persons are also attracted to adults.
See? Now that's what we have. All right. Now, let's get into this video.
Boy would go away.
Now, as you can see the title, this from 7 years ago. But see, it's relevant because Yahweh Shem Yahushua have been removed far long than 7 years ago. Esau been ruling longer than 7 years, okay? So this still stands, okay? Life as a 5-year-old transgender child. At 5. Now I'm looking at this, it says growing up trans, and all of these are kids, man. Where are they getting this from? Why wasn't this huge in my generation as it was when I was a kid? All right. Why is that? Because they're seeing it on TikTok, Instagram, the pride parades, cartoons, movies. When you throw these things in kids' face, this is what Esau knows as well. When you throw these type of things in kids' face 24/7, it alters the mind. Okay? It alters the mind, man. You got trans and LGB couples able to adopt. You don't know what they're indoctrinating in those kids that they adopt. Why is that? Because it's an infestation. This is how the infestation start. If they don't have rules if they don't have a law in place, or if they don't have and they don't have the liberty to adopt, well, it's less likely they can, indoctrinate kids with it. They in the school system, it's an infestation. And let me just play some of this video.
Tonight, we're taking a closer look at something that's been getting a lot of attention recently, the subject of being transgender. We've seen adults share their stories on television shows and in magazines, but rarely do we hear from the youngest members of the transgender community. Tonight, our national correspondent Kate Snow is here with one family's very personal story. Kate?
Lester, good evening. By some estimates, there are 700,000 adults in the U.S. who are transgender. And while we don't know the exact number of...
Story, Kate?
Lester, good evening. By some estimates, there are 700,000 adults in the U.S. who are transgender.
So he says that was 7 years ago. It was 700,000. Now that might be doubled, tripled. Million plus transgenders now. That was 7 years ago. See what I'm saying?
While we don't know the exact number of children, increasingly families are going public with what it means to be a transgender kid.
5-year-old Jacob LeMay is fierce. He loves karate and dogs and spaceships and playing with his sisters.
So 2 sisters and you're the brother, right?
Yeah.
Were you always the brother?
I'm not always.
What were you before?
They're a sister.
How come it changed?
Because I wanted to be a boy.
Okay.
In the beginning, Mimi and Joe
Now,
LeMay
how do a 5-year-old just decide, oh, I want to be the boy? You see what I'm saying? Like,
were raising 3 girls. But when Mia was around 2, she started saying, I'm a boy.
Did you think it was a phase?
I hoped it was a phase.
Mia learned to write her name, but would immediately scribble it out. Jacob still remembers.
I didn't like to write that name. I wanted to write Jacob.
now, you see Jacob, Jacob. Why did this girl choose Jacob? See? Why Jacob? And we know Jacob is our forefather whose name was changed to what? Israel, man. I found that funny when I was watching this clip. I found that very, very disturbing. That was the name, Jacob. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jacob.
Let's run that
You
back.
already.
Her name, but would immediately scribble it out. Jacob still remembers.
I didn't like to write that name. I wanted to write Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob. You already picked it out, right?
Yeah.
You look beautiful right now.
Even something as simple as a haircut wasn't.
What do you think, Mia? I want someone to cut my hair, and I want it to be like that.
Mimi didn't know what to think.
I even found him kind of poking at himself, saying things like, why did God make me this way? Why did God make me wrong?
Yeah, it's something going on in that household. There's something going on in that household. Look at that child, but look at them. It's something going on with that little, I believe it's a girl. Yeah, it's something going on behind those smiles of those Edomites. Something. Got to be.
I was confused and concerned, and I hoped that this obsession with being a boy would go away.
But it only grew stronger. The LeMays went searching for answers.
Her need to play boy roles and her need to be seen or spoken to as a boy at home became very persistent and very consistent. Those are the hallmarks of a possibly transgender child: consistence, persistence, and insistence. And she was meeting all those markers.
Pediatrician Dr. Michelle Forcier says gender identity is formed very early.
It's not a fad or a phase. And I tell parents that, even though they may feel or want to believe that. Your 4-year-old probably knew that they were a boy or a girl at 3, 4, 5 years old, and that's a normal part of child development.
Last spring, the LeMays went to Disney World and let their 4-year-old dress as Prince Charming.
He was really happy in that moment. He was being
So
perceived.
now you see the infestation. Because in antiquity, that little girl probably would have got taken out. I'm just saying. Why is that? Because it would have wrought confusion in Israel. All right. Now, these are Edomites, from, the outward appearance. But best believe it's a lot of this going on in Israel. This is becoming normal in Israel, where kids are able to take Dwayne Wade daughter, D Wade daughter from Miami Heat. He was a boy, but now he want to be so this is going on in Israel. It's an infestation. Okay, why? Because you have all of the ABC community, the alphabet community, in these kids' faces, on their TV, in the school, on the tablet, on the phone, on the Instagram, everywhere. So it's prompting them to just think, oh, I can just be a boy when they're a girl. I can be a girl when they're a boy. It's just willy-nilly because it's an infestation that wasn't prevented. All right. Now, let me see. Let's go from there. Wait, hold on, because it's going to get from bad to worse. This is why I named it the laws preventing infestation, because we went from one thing and it's just going to keep going. Now, Christian high school in Manhattan hosted mandatory. We all know what mandatory means. Mandatory drag show in place of church service. So this is what's going on in school. Would leftists actually target a Christian school church service with a sexualized drag show? Of course they would. Students at a Manhattan Grace Church High School say they were supposed to attend Wednesday church service on April 27, 2021, when they were greeted with a surprise substitution show featuring a dancing drag queen in orange go-go boots called Brita Filter. The symbolism of the stage name is unknown. The event was sponsored by Spectrum, the school's LGUC support club, and members of the school faculty. So see, in these schools, they have a support club. Why is that? Because again, they took the laws out of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, that's not respected. And Esau laws are in. So now the schools are infested. Okay, which now look at this. Look at this, man. The students allege they felt pressured to participate and had to pretend they enjoyed the event. Some special club members tapped teens on the shoulders and ordered them to stand for the show, while others handed out pride stickers and stated, "Take one or you're homophobic." Other kids got involved in the show and began twerking in the chapel. See? After the dancing was over, Britta discussed being pansexual. See? This is the infestation. Said one student, it's notable that this person consistently called themselves fabulous and talented and beautiful, not just once or twice, but over and over. This person reassured themselves that way. The inherent narcissism of the pride movement is easily observed, and that's true. Okay? That's why it's called pride. Okay? Which the Lord, what is he going to do with pride? He's going to bring it low. Okay? He's going to bring it low. But as you can see, this is part of the infestation right here. Because it's not prevented, now it's metastasized. To before it was low key and, in the household. Then you had a couple of gays here and there. You see them on TV because it started a long time ago when you start seeing little, even when we was laughing at Martin and Tyler Perry back in the day. See, that was, with that not being prevented, it metastasized. When you go back to A Living Color with Damon Wayans and David Allegreer, when they were dressed as drag, see, that was part of the indoctrination. It's called gradualism. They was gradually bringing it. Then you had a show called The Boondocks. Remember when they had Gangstalicious, the so-called gay rapper? Okay? But see, now, if you look at these rappers, they put on, a lot of them is, even though it's been gay rappers, but now they have that look. They don't worry, they can wear a dress. They can put on nail polish and eyelashes and do outlandish things, and they'll still blow. You couldn't do that back in 90. But now in 2022, you can do that. A guy be wearing a dress and some nail polish, and he can still be a gangster rapper. Okay? Think about Young Thug when he first really came out. Okay, you got guys like Lil Uzi Vert. He said he was non-binary. All of this crap, man. Why? Because we didn't prevent. So now it's an infestation, man. So now let me go. Let's go here now. Now it's about to. This is the metastasizing. This is what happens when you have an infestation, man. When you don't prevent, this is what happens.
Once I had.
Well, let me run that back. Now we going into what? This is what happens. Dang, I don't want to. Dang, I hope it didn't. Oh, man. Germany's zoophile rights, Pride, there go Pride again, rally openly discussing their sex relations with their dogs. See? Infestation. Because it wasn't prevented with the LGB. Now it's going to metastasize to the kids and to the animals. It's gonna get bigger and bigger. Okay? Oh, man, I hope it don't take all day. Because sometimes BitChute on my phone, it be, dang, I should have just let it play. It's all good. We gonna get there. Let me see if I can, where's my phone? Where's it? I hope it plays because we want to get it. This is where we at with it. Now, the people that's into bestiality, they want to come out and say, well, we should have rights too. See? And why is that? Because they seen everybody else getting rights. So they like, shit, we should have rights too. That's why you have the pedos. And now you have the bestiality clique. They want their rights. They want the same thing as the LGBTQ. The trans, they've been seeing that. So since you didn't kill that, now it's an infestation. Now everybody gonna just want to get rights. So the world, now you'll be able to just, you have a man, your neighbor, he'll have a dog as his girlfriend. Then down the street, it'd be some 6-year-old with a 35-year-old, and that'd be all right. Okay? And then across the street from them, several blocks down or whatever, you'll have, some trans kid that's 7 that's born a boy, but now you got to call him Amy. Okay? Because why? We didn't do prevention. All right? Let me get this. I might have to turn this Wi-Fi on real fast. Just bear with me. Let me get it going. Because I want to let this play. Just bear with me 1 second, y'all. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to let this play. We're going to close out. All right. All right, let's see. Yeah, issue sometimes. It go a little slow. Oh man. Here we go. You see the police. You see the police out there guarding these people, man. This is under Esau watch, man. This is why, man, we can't wait for Yahweh Shah to come and just destroy this wicked place, man. For real. There ain't no way this would be popping off in the kingdom, man. No way, no how.
Once I had a sexual relationship with an animal. It was a dog, a male dog, who was, who used me, let's say. And in the moment I'm living together with a German Shepherd bitch.
Look at that dog. Let's look at the dog.
Who used me, let's say. And
first of all, look at this fat white fuck, man. Look at this guy, man. You know he is sick, man. You know he ain't no telling what he doing with that dog.
With a German Shepherd bitch.
Look at that dog. That don't look like a happy dog. You see what I'm saying? If you just look at that still, that look like an abused dog, man. All right. Why? Because that is abuse to be that way with an animal, man. Okay. That's why the Lord gave us women. If you even read in Genesis, it tells you, you know, how Adam, everything was on earth, but Adam didn't have nothing for himself. Okay. Roughly paraphrasing. But that's why woman was created, okay, for men. Because men is supposed to lie with women only, not with men, not with kids, not with animals, not with anything else you sick people can think, a tree, a flower, whatever, however else y'all, because it's stuff out there like that where people marry a tree or something like that. You know, no, man is only supposed to marry woman, and woman is only supposed to marry man. All right. But when you get away from that law, basically, okay, when you get away from that statute, that commandment, that law, that rule that was in place by our Lord, by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in his everlasting greatness and infinite wisdom, when you remove that and put Esau laws and his rules and his statutes and commandments in, this is what you're going to get. Man with dog, man with child tranny. This is what you're going to get, man. An infestation of wickedness, man.
For me, it is far easier to build an emotional relationship to an animal than to a human. And so for me it's even easier to have some sexual contact with an animal than with a human.
Again, let's look at that dog.
And so for me it's even easier to have some sexual contact with an animal than with a human.
Man, look at that, man. Look at that animal. And you see you know he's a loser. You know, because he's socially awkward. He gotta be with with animals, man. And see, Job spoke about this. All right. This Esau Edom. Look, let me just play it out. Look at that dog. Look at these people. And you know that's Esau out there, man. But guess what? Jake, you know, you will have some Jake that'll see. You can't put nothing past Jake. So let me get this and we're going to probably just close out. All right. Because, see, Joel spoke about these Edomites, man. They some base people. All right. And see, that's why the Lord told us not to learn the way of the heathen. All right. Because once you learn the way of the heathen, all right, and you do them, all right, that's where that infestation start of wickedness. Job 30 and verse 1, it says, But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to sit with the dogs of my flock. And this is Job speaking about the Edomites. All right. Because Job was basically lamenting. All right. See, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Why is that? Because he can't trust them with the dogs. And you see right here why you can't trust Esau Edom with the dogs. Look at that dog. Look at that dog, man. That dog gonna look happy. A happy dog would be more, maybe tail wagging. This dog look kind of rough around the edges, man. And it's all, look. And it's all because he's being abused by this weirdo, right? Look at this guy, man. Look at that. They out there with their signs. You see what I'm saying? But since we're not able to prevent this wickedness, well, that's when you just gonna get a big infestation of things. All right. So I just wanted to bring this out, Lord willing. It was edifying. To the next lesson. Shalom.